Hey, amazing parents, have you ever caught yourself using the same parenting approach that worked when your child was little, only to now find out that in teenage years, that stuff doesn't work anymore? And the thing is, you will be wondering to yourself, what's going on? The truth is, the same you that raised your 7-year-old cannot reach this 17-year-old now. No, it's very different. Parenting teenagers requires a totally different version of you. One that is less about control and more about connection, less about instruction and actually more about influence. You say, today I want to actually show you and tell you what it means when you step into this new stage of parenting. It's a very different stage. And one of the problems that many parents find is because they're still using their old version in these teenage years, and it really doesn't work. So I'm going to share with you how to step into this new stage with confidence. I'm going to share some points. Point one, your teen is changing and so must you. If you're going to stay behind while your teenager keeps growing, because your teenager is going to keep changing. No, nothing is going to stop your teenager from changing. But what you must do and what we are required to do as parents is that we must change as well. You see, when our children were little, they needed direction. But as they're growing, they need more of collaboration. We're not saying don't direct them when they're now older, but it's going to be more of collaboration. If we keep parenting them from the old script, like commanding them, constant correction, managing everything, what are you wearing? What must you not wear? We frustrate both them and ourselves. That's the truth. Your teenager is in transition, but also so are you. You're moving from being a manager to actually now being a mentor. That's really what it is. I'll give you an example. So, for example, instead of I told you so or I told you what to do, so just go ahead and do it, in the teenage years, in a more collaborative way, you'll be saying things like, let's think about this together. What's your plan? What's your plan for your revision? What's your plan for doing your homework? Collaborative communication. That's really what it's about. Point two, shift from control to connection. And again, I say this with a caveat saying that we're not saying leave them out, don't even control them, no control, just leave them to do whatever they're doing. No, that's not what this means. This just means that parenting in the teenage years is not about controlling their every move. It's about connecting more with them so deeply that they still want to hear your voice when you're not around. That's really the key. When we control, we close doors. When we control, we create resistance. But when we connect, we create influence. They want to hear from us. Mom, what do you think about this? Dad, what do you think about this? That's what happens when you start to let go of control and shift from control to connection. So let me give you an example. Maybe when they were 8, you told them, oh, because I said so. Even though for me, I don't even subscribe to because I said so when they were even 8 years old. But just say, for example, you use that terminology because I said so and you got away with it when they were 8 years old. Now at 15, it's not gonna work. That sentence, it does not open doors, it closes doors. So you would have to speak to them in a connective way. um I want you to do this because you give them the reason. They want to know the reason. They want you to explain the why, and it's important for us to do that. Okay. Point three is focus on who you are becoming, not just what they're doing, but on who you are becoming. You see, parenting teens is there's a big exposure that happens in parenting teens. Parenting teens will expose your patience. It will expose your tone. It will expose your triggers. It's not just about their growth. It's about yours as well. So you would then be thinking, ask yourself, what kind of parent am I becoming through this stage? Because your growth sets the emotional tone of your home. If you don't grow, your home, your growth will be stagnant. And guess what? Teenagers don't do stagnancy. They pull away from you. They pull away from us if we're going to remain stagnant. And this is what causes a lot of the conflicts that you see a lot in parenting teens home. So, for example, I'll be talking to myself and saying, when I stay calm, I teach calm. So, in that moment of arguments or in that moment where they're trying to negotiate with us and maybe the negotiation has gone wrong, don't get so angry about it. Stay calm. Because as you stay calm, you're teaching calm. Listen, because as you listen, you're modeling listening. You've got to grow Because our teenagers are growing too. That is one big, big truth. Yeah. Number 4, let go of those old scripts, those old ways. And again, I'm going to add this caveat to it that I am not dismissing our parents' methods. It's just that our parents' methods may have worked in our time, but it doesn't work in today's time. When our children were younger, we measured good parenting by, make sure their rooms are neat, good grades, quick obedience. But in the teenage years, honestly, success looks so different. It's about trust. It's about open conversations. It's about progress. It's not about perfection. When you can get your teens to trust you, when you guys can have trusted, open conversations, that's what success looks like in teenage years. And I tell you something, when you learn this successful way of parenting teens, you enjoy parenting them as young adults. You enjoy parenting them as grown adults. The key is what we do in these teenage years. I tell you, these teenage years, pivotal. The key is what we do here. Very, very much. So don't be discouraged if your relationship feels stretched. It just means that both of you are growing. You're changing, your teenagers are changing. But please do not remain stagnant. Point 5, keep the relationship bigger than the rules. Yes, I said so. Yes. The relationship, keep the relationship bigger than the rules. That's what parenting teenagers is all about. Definitely. Rules matter though. I'm not telling you that rules don't matter. Rules matter, but relationship lasts longer. When your teen knows that their relationship with you is safe, they can fail and they can still come back to you emotionally. That's a game changer. There's power. That's the power. There's power in being your different you. You've got to be different. If you're still the same, it doesn't work. You will need to be a parent who leads with presence, not pressure. Presence, not pressure. So please remember, parenting teenagers, it definitely requires a new you. One who collaborates, not commands, remember? One who connects and not controls. One who grows, not just that you guide. And one who lets go of those old scripts and those old metrics is so vital. And then one who keeps relationship first. You don't lose your authority. No. You actually don't lose your authority. You evolve it. You don't lose it. So don't be scared to let go. Don't be scared to focus on connection. Don't be scared to let go of those old metrics. So, which of these are you going to be working on right now? Comment below. I'd love to hear your journey. I'd love to hear the shifts that you make. And next week, I'll be sharing when your teen won't talk to you. 5 steps to reconnect. So don't miss it. Hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And remember, I am rooting for you all the way. I'll see you next week. Take care.